I'm here to talk about the logos within the Canadian Football League, otherwise known as the CFL. The first team we shall cover are the BC Lions. This is their first logo. What do we see? There seems to be a lion, or rather a lioness, with a football. Its paw is on top of the... Wait a second. That's not a lion. That's a lioness. That's a female lion. They should be called the BC Lionesses instead. Their second logo shows the letters B and C imprinted on the lioness's face. Their third logo, and most current one, shows the lion's head on top of the letters B and C. The next team are the Calgary Stampeders, named after the Calgary Stampede. What do we see? There seems to be a man having a little too much fun on a horse as that animal tries to buck him off. In the background, we can see a football. Their next logo shows a horse silhouetted over top of a red circle. The most current image reverses the color scheme. We simply see a white horse and no background. The Toronto Argonauts. I'm trying to comprehend their first logo. We see a boat with the letters ARC. Presumably it means Argonaut Rugby Club. And over top of that it says pull together. Really? This was their logo? Their second logo went for a more cartoony approach. We could see a football turned into a boat. That's kind of clever. And if you look really carefully, you could see a man on top of the football. This is their third logo. We see an actual Argonaut as he tries to elbow his way into a crowd. That seems a little rude. This is their most current one. Simply a shield with the letter A. The Edmonton Eskimos. They've used this logo forever. We simply see a double EE enclosed within a circle. This symbol is a lot more frightening, a polar bear. But there's a problem. They're called the Edmonton Eskimos, not the polar bears. Is it ethical to depict an animal that isn't in the name? The Hamilton Tiger Cats. I suppose they couldn't decide whether or not it should be a tiger or a cat. I don't really understand the red star in the background. This is their current logo. Let's zoom in. It says Tiger Cats, and to remind everyone that this is a football team, it even says it on the circle. The Montreal Alouettes. The word alouette is French, and it means bird. Here we can see a bird holding a football. I never knew that birds have opposable thumbs. Montreal also uses this symbol. It's a lot more colorful and easier to stand out. Ottawa Red Blacks. This is their third franchise. I suppose they couldn't decide if they wanted to be red or black, so they went with both. Before the Red Blacks, they had the Ottawa Renegades. This dubious character is trying to hide a football, and you can even see that his face is masked behind a scarf. In the background, you can even see a maple leaf. For those of you who don't know, Ottawa is the capital city of Canada. Before the Renegades, we had the Rough Riders. What's a Rough Rider? From what I understand, it's a contingent of Teddy Roosevelt's militia when he went into Cuba, during the American-Spanish War. So, a team in Canada is named after a former U.S. president? How odd. The Saskatchewan Roughriders. We see an S superimposed on top of a field. Clever. This was their first logo. I seriously don't know what to make of this. A football, a white football, in front of some grain. Really? That's a Rough Rider? This makes a lot less sense. Saskatchewan's second logo. We see an S surrounded by wheat, green wheat. Wheat's not green. Our favorite team, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I'm not so fond of this logo because it lacks imagination. Simply a W. This is a little better. The word blue is actually colored blue. Their first logo. Wow. We see a bison, a train, some wheat of some kind, and written on the football are the words commerce, prudence, and industry. But this doesn't really look like a football. It seems more like a rugby ball. Winnipeg then switched to this logo. An over-the-top perspective of the football. I like this one the best. It gives character. But in all four logos, we don't really know what a Blue Bomber is. Is it a airplane that's capable of dropping bombs? Or maybe it's based on Capcom's hero, Mega Man. Or perhaps it's based on former boxer Joe Louis, whose nickname was the Blue Bomber. In the 90s, the CFL tried expanding into the United States. One of the teams that was quite successful had been the Baltimore Stallions, aka the Baltimore CFLers, aka the Baltimore Colts. They used this symbol. We can visualize a colt with some blue and white stripes behind it. Next team, the Birmingham Barracudas. We see a angry looking barracuda and the words Birmingham and Barracuda written on top. It's to the point and simple. The Las Vegas Posse. If you're mathematically inclined like me, you might accidentally interpret this as a number, 55. The Memphis Mad Dogs. We see here a dog who looks mad. I guess that's correct. The Sacramento Gold Miners. A pickaxe and what appears to be a miniature explosion. Did he accidentally hit some TNT? Oops. The San Antonio Texans. I find it odd that a football team would name themselves after the name of the state itself. What's the best way to represent a Texan? I suppose the team organizers thought it would be a man with a hat, a mustache, and a scarf. Does every Texan wear this? The Shreveport Pirates. This doesn't really look like a pirate to me. Rather, maybe a software pirate. I don't really understand the triangular form. These are all the teams that existed in the CFL. Join me next time as we explore another league.